foundation put together, so you know who to go out and prospect to. And then I'm going to show you guys the actual workflow of what I'd recommend for the maximum lead efficiency. Now, what I mean by lead efficiency is when you get someone's contact information or you find someone who's a prospective client, how can you ensure that you your message across? How can you ensure that they have heard what your offer is and they have either decided, hey, I'm interested, I'll take the time, or no, I'm not, and you can sort of put them on the shelf for potentially circling back later. So I want to make sure with all the efforts and actions you guys do, you're getting you're getting an ROI out of it. A lot of, like, as I talked about last week, a lot of clients and a lot of agency owners don't suffer from lack of skill, but suffer from lack of distribution, meaning you're just not able to get the attention of the person who's in charge of making the decision. And it's not that you're actually doing anything wrong or saying anything wrong. It just never was heard. I assure you that if you had a seamless protocol or approach to getting the attention of decision makers, or at least making sure your message has been received, that's when you can make that data-driven decision to either pivot your message, pivot your angle to know if your offer or your business actually has a place in the market or doesn't. So I'm going to talk about the cold email protocol today, Spark Notes on last week, the exact workflow you guys should follow up with, how many follow-ups and when you should do your follow-ups. And then we'll talk about some sample scripting. We'll give you guys some examples you can follow along. And yeah, you leave here today with some pretty actionable insights, exactly what you should do and what you should expect. Okay, cool. So the cold email protocol. So your niche, offer, angle, client attraction, who you are helping, what you're providing them, how you're explaining it, and how you're getting the attention or how you're getting that message in front of people. We'll talk about the cold email protocol. So let's come into the workflow. What does an efficient cold email workflow look like? I'm going to talk about timelines and pretty much how much copy you're going to need. So cold emails, you were sending emails to your target market. And so we'll explain exactly like how you guys are going to get leads. If you guys are part of our lead getting service, we'll actually provide some of those for you. But let's jump into the actual workflow of what you should expect. So the cold email process. So the first step today, understanding your overall workflow. ASAP is going to be, you guys are going to need to set up your accounts. So this would be your domains or pretty much what you're emailing from to get the attention of potential customers. And that's going to be specific content that we'll put in the academy. Deliverability, making sure that you guys aren't going to spam. Once again, that'll be specific content that is put in the academy. Warming up some of your emails. So don't worry too much about this stuff. We're going to have specific trainings put on that into the academy. It's not going to be taught live. It's a bit more technical. So we'll do a click-by-click follow along so you guys can get this stuff built properly. But let's talk about lead sourcing. So for lead sourcing, for those of you guys who have the leads provided by us, that was something that we offered, we will provide leads for you. So you guys won't have to worry about it. For those of you guys who don't, we'll show you guys some tactics and strategies. Once again, those are more specific. So we'll cover those in the specific training side of the academy. So you guys have points of contact. If you guys already have potential customers or people in mind or people you want to contact directly, this workflow works exactly the same. So day two, or pretty much, what we're going to cover today, email scripting. So we're going to cover your scripts, and you're probably asking, well, what is a script? Well, a script is just the message pretty much, right? Explaining your value, how you're going to get the attention of those potential clients, how you're going to explain your service. What is that pitch that you can send them that makes them say, hey, I think I want that, or hey, I think I need that, or I didn't even realize that was a problem that I was having. So you're going to need a couple scripts. You're going to need your cold outreach, the first thing you say to them. You're going to need some follow-up scripts, and then you're going to need some appointment booking scripts. So your overall sales flow, if you guys don't already know this, is you're going to contact these people, ask them for 15 minutes of their time to have an introductory conversation, just learn a little bit more about them, qualify them for your service or offer. And then from there, set them up for a sales call where you take that information you learn about them, do a little bit of discovery of, hey, what are the challenges you're facing? Okay, what does your budget look like? Have you ever worked with an agency before? What exactly are you wanting in terms of leads? And then you're going to have your sales call where you then proceed to commit them to your product or service. And we will have more trainings on that. I'm not going to teach you the sales yet. You don't need to know how to sell. You need people to sell first. That's why we're starting with cold DM. So your email scripts. So you're going to need your main email script. So this is the thing you're sending to people in blast. So when you have your niche, whether it be hair salons, chiropractors, e-commerce businesses, small family-run businesses, and really any industry, you're going to have your bulk message. This is what you send everybody. This is just the, hey, this is who we are. This is what we do. This is the problem we solve. Do you need marketing services? We're going to go into some scripts, some highly converting scripts for that. So you've got your main one. Now, a handful of people will open that. A handful of people won't because they're busy. So if they don't open it, what do you send? Well, you're going to have your follow-up script. We call it FUP1. So your follow-up process one. That's going to be the first message that you send to them after you send that opener. So if they click on your email and don't respond, this is what you send. If they don't open your email, this is what you send. From there, you've got your follow-up too. So once more, these business owners, they're busy. they're busy people. And so we're going to give you all the scripts and the exact protocol. This is the protocol here, pretty much what you should send them and when you send things to them. So if they don't see your main email, follow up with them again. If they don't see that email, follow up with them again. If you don't see that email, follow up with them again. If they haven't responded by your third email, or they've opened and they haven't responded, then we're just going to stop contacting them. We'll recycle these people every 90 days, or try a different offer in 90 days, or recycle them every 180 days. So what do I mean by give them a different offer? Well, part of your niche offer, part of your foundation is understanding what to offer these people. So once you understand who you want to help, this is what you're going to provide them. You might find that certain industries don't need exactly what you have to offer. They might want it, but they want it said in a different way. So this might not be changing your offer, but maybe a different angle. For example, we put together a little unit inside of Deal AI to pretty much go through and test some of the things we teach you guys. So we put together a team that was contacting construction companies, asking them if they wanted marketing services. We wanted to find a small business segment service provider and sell them marketing. And sure enough, we did about 14 days worth of outreach. We contacted maybe 8,000 construction companies in the state of Texas. And lo and behold, they didn't need marketing. What they needed was more employees. A lot of companies had more jobs than they knew what to deal with. They needed people who would work for them. And so what would we do? Well, we just pivot the offer. Instead of saying, hey, we'll provide marketing services, hey, we'll provide employee recruitment services, or prospecting services to help you find potential clients, potential employees, potential workers. Now, how would you do that as an agency? Well, instead of running Facebook ads or whatever your service is to find clients, you just pivot your message to being, hey, come work for an amazing company. The offer is, instead of marketing services or like, hey, come hire this construction company, the offer is come work for this construction company. And so you can pivot. You can do the exact same actions and activities, pivot the angle, pivot the offer. You do the exact same thing. And so almost with these cold emails as well. So pretty much all we'd have to do is, instead of saying, hey, we do marketing, these people didn't respond after 90 days. Hey, we do hiring. We'll help you find really good employees. And then lo and behold, we got a lot of response and interest out of people. So if they don't respond to you, understand that it's not that you did anything wrong and that they're not interested. You just maybe didn't offer something that they wanted. But keep those leads. We can recontact them. And if anything, if you keep contacting them, they'll see your name, they'll open your emails, and they'll be more familiar with you. And if you finally say something that they're like, hey, I actually take the time to meet with you, you've built that rapport, you've built that trust. You're now a name that they see, or you're now something that rings a bell in their minds. Like, oh yeah, we've gotten a lot of emails from you guys in the last couple of days. It's interesting that you offer. I saw you guys did marketing, and now you guys are doing, you help us find employees. Let's talk. You build more affinity. So once again, don't every failure, every unsuccess or every failure is a win in a sense, right? There's two sides to everything. So don't think that just because you don't get it right in the beginning doesn't mean, you need to just scrap these people and move on to the next one. So after 90 days, take it from the top, rewrite some new scripts, go back through the process, send that main email out. From this main email, you will get some people who are not interested. If they're not interested, just remove it from your follow-up campaign. So we just want to respect the people who say no. If they ask to not be contacted, we'll just do them the favor of not contacting them. There's an abundance of people out there. For example, in the state of Texas, there's anywhere between 8 to 15,000 small family-run construction companies. Those 5 people who say, hey, please don't contact us, just take them off your list. You didn't do anything wrong. They're just not interested. And there's 15,000 or 8,000 other ones, so don't worry about it. Let's say they are interested. Well, so if someone engaged and gave you a positive response saying, hey, yeah, I'd be curious to learn more. From there, we're going to ask them to book a time with us. Okay, cool. When works? Let's take a time. When can we meet? Here's my calendar. Book a time for yourself, and we'll give you the scripts for this today. And they may not always book. Once again, these people are busy. They might check their inbox maybe once, twice a day. And if you ever looked at your inbox, there's a lot of emails that come into that. So if you send them a calendar link and they book, great. Conduct a call with them. Have your sales call, qualify them, see if they're a good fit for your offer, and set another time. If they don't, let's say they book a call and they don't show, follow up. Let's say you send them the calendar link and they don't book, follow up. Once again, it starts with your scripting. Once you got your script, you send that out, follow up, follow up, follow up. If at any point they say, don't contact me, don't contact them. If they don't respond or they don't engage, recycle them, try a new offer. If they engage, ask them to book. And if they don't book, follow up, follow up, follow up. Once you get your main script and your follow-up scripts made, all you got to do is just copy, paste, send. And we'll show you guys how to set up the tech and how to automate a lot of this So these emails are being sent on your behalf, and all you got to do is just field responses and field inquiries. And so let's say you find like one company, if all you need to do is, just begin doing the outreach. Once again, the imperfect action is better than the perfect action. So once you have your scripts today, I challenge you guys to go out, find a company, find that contact at, smalltexasconstruction.com and just put them in your process. Send them their opener. Do they engage? If they don't engage, follow up. If they don't engage, follow up. If they ask not to be contacted, don't contact them. If they say they're interested, send them your calendar link. And we'll show you guys how to set up your calendars. So that way you're getting the highest show rates. And we'll show you guys once again, we'll cover all the scripting. But essentially, if you really want to double things up, you can contact them in multiple places. So don't feel afraid. Don't feel like you only need to do email. If you find like a small construction company that have a LinkedIn page, go ahead, contact them on LinkedIn. If they have a company phone number, go ahead, try calling them, double call them, share them. Feel free to make a Loom video and share it with them. You can contact them once again. Don't feel like you need to limit yourself to one access channel. One thing we talked about in the past with the client attraction or the client attraction is don't feel like you need to just do one of these. Mix and match them, do all of them. Some people buy over call, some people buy over email, some people buy over regular DM, some people buy with in-person networking. So mix it up. We're going to teach you one of them, but ultimately, at the end of the day, more volume and more consistency will only help. So this week when we master cold email, next week when we talk about calls, or the week after that, we talk about social media, add that into your process. Get the automations in place, get some of the stuff we show you, build it the way we build it, and you'll be hitting these people from 3, 4, 5 different touch points. They won't be able to ignore you. What you want is a clean cut, yes, I'm interested, or no, I'm not. And if it's a no, that's fine. Go on to the next one. Once again, in the state of Texas, there's 8 to 15,000 trucking construction companies. How many of those need to be paying you $1,000 a month for you to be making more than your job? 10 of them? What's 10 of 8,000? An incredibly small number. Like the market is way bigger than you think it is. And let's say you guys go into something where there's more service providers. Let's say you go into life coaching companies or gyms or fitness studios. There's like 15,000 gyms. And I think this is probably more. I know that like in some cities there's thousands. You need like 3 of them, 4 of them, 5 of them. You're doing 5,000 months, 60,000 a year. It's more than the average salary. So realize that you only need to get a couple of these companies for you guys to really get an incredible result with this. But cool. Let's come into some scripts. So your subject lines, I recommend you guys have one subject line. And here's some quick notes on subject lines, pretty much what you guys should keep in touch or note down for writing effective subject lines. So the beauty of cold email is there's only a couple of variables you have to get right. For you to get a message, once you get a sequence that works, and I'll show you guys some winning templates, they tested and iterated these. But once you find that message that works, you can send it to 5 companies, 10 companies, 100 companies, 1,000 companies. Once you find a message that works, your aim is to just send it to as many companies as possible, and you'll get better, or you'll be able to get an incredible response rate from it. So a lot of these templates here that I'll show you guys, these were tested, and once they found a winning combination, they maxed that out. So, but the beauty of cold email is that there's only a couple of things you have to get right: your subject line, what you write in the email, and then your call to action and your follow-up. Follow-ups are really easy. Follow-ups are not these long, complex emails. It's pretty much just bumping up that main copy. That main email is what you need to get right. The first thing you need to get right is your subject line. Subject lines that work best are the ones that invoke curiosity. So you've got our magic hooks tool. If you guys haven't played around with that, use the magic hooks tool. Some of the hooks it gives you will work. The best subject lines are ones that invoke curiosity, and you don't have to be original on these. You have an AI tool, so use the AI tools. Some examples that work really well: quick question for person's full name or company's full name. If you don't know the point of contact, just do the company name. Query for full name, question for full name, inquiry for full name, for the attention of full name. Swap full name with the name of the company or the person you're contacting. It's that simple. It's really that simple. And then you've got your body. I recommend you guys create 3 body copies. And this is your framework that you're going to want to follow. Always open it with hi and address the email to somebody in particular. If you don't know the person you should be contacting, you can just address it to the company. Second portion of your body copy is going to be a generalized compliment about their business. So take the time, maybe look at their website or understand their vision. Hey, read your culture statement, really resonated with me. Hey, have visited you guys before, you have great food. Hey, really appreciate, that you guys donated to whatever, the Little League team. Hey, some sort of generalized compliment about their business. Hey, really love the fact that you guys have been family owned and we got a lot of commercialized stuff. Really love the way that you support our community. Some generalized compliment. Address it to somebody in particular. Give them a compliment. Offer stated with conviction. Hey, I'm really confident in our ability to provide marketing services for businesses like yours, or I'm very certain in our ability to help grow your business. Lead with conviction. Lead with that, hey, I'm confident that we can actually help you. Risk reversal. We've worked with a lot of companies like yours, and we've got a really good offer for you where, and this comes into our pricing. Now, I'm not going to talk about pricing today, but there'll be content in the academy about this. But whether you're an upfront fee or your performance-based fee or your setup fee with a performance-based model, some sort of risk reversal. What do I mean by that? How do you make an even better offer for them? Hey, if you don't get results in your 3 months, we'll refund you. Or hey, if we don't get results, you don't pay. Or hey, let us get results first and then you pay and then you sign for our retainer. Let us win your trust and then you pay us. So some sort of risk reversal, something to make the offer really sweet for them. Loom link, this is optional. So I'd skip this for now. That's more of an advanced tactic. Don't worry about that. Risk reversal, something to sweeten the offer for them. Then from there, further conviction statement. And I know that we can crush it for you because because we're from where you are. We're from your area, or because we've worked with agencies, or we've worked with companies, clients like yours, or we've produced similar results, or we've been able to crush it ourselves with these exact same tactics. So once again, hey, first name, really love your business. I'm certain that we can help you. I'm so certain that I'll be willing to bet our business or take some risk myself to help you. And I'm willing to take this risk because I know that I'm really good at what we do. I'd like to set up a time to talk to you and explain how we work. Thank you. And then optional, you can add a little bit more conviction at the end. P.S. We just worked with you, the guy next door. Or P.S. This is a screenshot of one of our past clients' results. That's your email copy. And if you guys don't have case studies yet, come off as professional. Just be like, hey, I've been studying this for a long time, or hey, I've partnered up with world-class marketers, or hey, I'm learning from people who've been there and done that. Hey, I've actually been trained or certified by some of the best marketers on the planet. And honestly, if you guys are here today, Alex Mayer and a lot of his projects, truly we are like world-class. Like there's no higher top than what you guys are a part of right now. Alex and the project that he's run, over $500 million in ad spend, the lessons and insights and the tool that's being built is from the foundation of all the experience we have. So lead with that conviction. And so you're going to want to create 3 variants of this. Some of them might be different generalized compliments. So once again, if you're contacting, barbershops, hey, saw you guys have some great reviews on Google. Hey, saw how good you guys, really appreciate how good you guys are at engaging your customers. It's really hard to find a place that we can trust. I'm really certain that we could potentially help you build upon that trust and get more clients or get more people coming into your shop. And I'm so certain that, we're willing to do a success-based model, or I'm so certain that if you don't get results, then we'll work with you for free until we do. And, we've worked with companies like yours and have gotten really good results, or I've partnered with I've got an incredible team backing me, or I've partnered and leveraged some of the most advanced AI that there is on the market. And I'd love to take the time to meet with you and explain how we could help. Thank you. P.S. I know that we crush together. Thank you. So there's just some examples, right? I'll give you some actual copy, but that's your framework. You want 3 versions of this. So 1 subject line to invoke curiosity, 3 body copies using this framework, and then your follow-up sequence, which essentially is going to be 8 emails total, and you only need 1 variant for each email. Ideally 8 follow-ups, follow up 8 times with someone before recycling them for the next round, and assume that they want to book. And all of your follow-ups just say, hey, got some availability this Tuesday. Here's my link once more. Or hey, having a hard time finding something that fits in your schedule, as opposed to, oh, are you interested in taking a call? Just leave with the conviction. Hey, let's take the time to meet. Or hey, one actually works. Keep it very straight, simple, and to the point. Definitely talk with the person who's going to be signing with you. And the reason why is because it will make you better at marketing your service, and it'll make you better at selling your service. And that's the most important feedback loop to sit in, is understanding how your target market speaks and what it takes to sell them. And just continuing to do that until you get a real intuition of how they think, feel, and act. And then you can move to those, just offering them without needing to actually speak with them. I know friends, or I've got colleagues who run agency offers, or they have, marketing services that they just run ads to. They don't even take sales calls with people. But also when you meet with someone, you'll be able to command higher prices, and you'll be able to provide, learn more, and develop yourself. Because when you speak to that person who's going to be buying from you, and you hear their objections personally, like when they say, hey, I'm concerned about this, or I'm concerned about that, you'll be amazed how much you will learn. Or you'll be able to pick up jargon or language or things that they say that you didn't otherwise know existed. For example, with the marketing effort that we did, where we were trying to sell marketing services to construction companies, it was because we were speaking with our potential clients that we learned that what they needed was staffing. They didn't need marketing services. But if we just only did email and didn't speak to anybody, we would get 0 bookings and we'd have no reason why. We'd have no reason why. Because with cold email, the thing that's difficult is that if people aren't interested, they won't tell you why they're not interested. They won't give you the time. They won't give you the they just won't book. And so that's why I say play around with new offers. Ask the AI. The AI will help you get a good offer right out the gate. But when you're talking with your market constantly, you'll begin to see, they might even say, hey, look, I really appreciate you reaching out, but really what we need right now is this. Really what we need right now is that. And what you guys want is you want to be in that conversation where that comes out and then you're like, that's my new offer. That's my new angle. So that's why I say speak to your market if you're new to it, because there might be a problem there that you're not aware of. And if you talk to them, they'll tell you what they want and you'll get better at selling it, and your responses and everything, the whole feedback loop will develop quicker. Also, it will be intimidating talking to your market. For those of you guys who haven't sold a product or service before, I guarantee you that you'll most likely be nervous or terrified in your first call. I've been there. My first sales call was horrifying. I remember kind of like trembling over the phone, honestly. But you want to go through that development, because honestly, the sales calls for what you sell will be the most fun part of what you do sometimes. Meeting with new business owners and getting to learn about their business and their experience. It's really liberating. It's really fun. It also will help you become more skilled and more advanced. It'll make it easier for you to train people too. Like, you'd be shocked how much you learn about an industry just through selling to it and talking with your customers day to day. You should love what you do so much that you'll be passionate about talking to your customers. It shouldn't feel like a burden, shouldn't feel like a chore. And if anything, when you're really convicted or really love what you do, when you talk to them, you'll be able to convey it better than an email will, because they get to feel your enthusiasm. Show up or take the time to meet with them over Zoom and say, hey, we do this for this price, for $3,000. And that's when they give you that, resistance, or hey, I don't know if it's worth 3,000, or I don't know if I trust you for 3,000. And 3,000 is not a lot of money, mind you guys. If you're talking to businesses, 3,000 is not a big ask. But if they give you that resistance, then okay, well, I get it. I understand that you might be concerned. This is our first time working together. You don't know me, I don't know you. Let's do this. Let's do 497, see what we do together. And if you love it, then we'll step up to that 3K. How does that sound? Sounds good. Let's do it. Get yourself in a peak state. Release attachment to the yes and focus on accurate diagnosis. Figure out what your client needs. What's the problem that they're facing? Lose all emotional baggage from the day of previous calls. Be tranquil and focused. Be extremely present. Be curious. Learn, hear, feel, and know. Be free flowing. Don't be glued to the script. Project love onto your potential customers. Can you help them, love them, help them commit to themselves? Be silent when they're talking. A lot of it's just listening, because realize, I mean, the business owners, like they deal with so much and they're constantly like bombarded with information all day. If you can sit there and say, hey, I understand you care about your business and I understand that you want more clients and it's a challenge for you. Let's talk about it. What's the biggest thing you're running into right now? How long have you had a hard time with that? What sort of impact is that having on you? Okay, how much is your average client worth? What is 50 clients worth for you? But another thing Terry talked about with pricing, the difference between a $2,000 purchase decision and a $3,000 purchase decision and a $5,000 purchase decision is not that much. It hurts just as much to spend $2,000 it does for $3,000, does for $5,000. So that's why it's like, I like to start with high prices, charge high prices. And when your clients pay more, they value it more. I guarantee you, if you get someone who pays your full retainer amount or pays your full setup fee, they will be more committed, follow you better, because the amount they pay is a reflection of their level of commitment. Someone who's a $2,000 commitment as opposed to a $50,000 commitment, they are more invested, they'll follow you better. But that is, you guys got to be good at what you're doing and have that conviction, right? Don't lead them astray. But that's why you're here. We'll take care of you guys. We'll guide you through that process. That's why we got the groups and all the support that you guys get with us, is to make sure you don't have that uncertainty and you can charge those high prices and feel comfortable asking for it, because you've got a world-class team behind you on this.
Don't be intimidated by big prices. And as long as you're delivering the value, biggest point is don't never undervalue what you're doing. Never undervalue yourself. So if you're thinking like, oh, I can't charge 10K a month, more than likely you can, as long as you are delivering that value and people are really feeling that as well. So
yeah, and as Terry talks about too, you will be happier and provide a better service with one client paying you more than a lot of clients paying you less. Mm-hmm. How much more time and attention will you be able to give that one guy? How much better of a service will you be able to provide? And how much more obsessed will you be knowing that you guys getting what you want? If they're getting what they want and you can provide a really great service, they'll be happy spending it. I've done small consulting gigs where it's that. I charge them, like 5,000 and I set it up and I'm like, I provide the best service. I have no reason not to. I'm getting a healthy amount of money for taking care of them, and they love it. They love it. And that also makes it happy. It's more fun for you guys too. When you show up to that call, knowing that if you get things right, and once more, you only need like 3 to 5 people to be paying you for you to be making a full-time income and also live with freedom. Like if you're providing these services, you need 5 people. You need 5,000 a month to be making more than like most Americans. 5,000 a month, 5 clients at $1,000 a month, or 1 client at 5,000 a month will be less than a 40-hour a week work week. Maybe with 5 clients might be a bit more. but you're doing it for yourself.
Get to a point where you're really picky about who you're taking on as a client, because you're providing such insane value to them and you're charging relative to that, right?
Protect your time. If you've got 3 clients and still have free time, spend all that free time getting more clients till you don't have free time. Keep your service the same. You want to have one really defined service that you provide, because it becomes a machine. For example, I've got a friend who does the PR services, and before he used to do a broad spectrum of stuff, and he dialed it back to being really, really niche PR. And he found one method that works really, really well for getting people results. And anytime somebody signs with him, he gets them published in the same articles with the same style of copy, and it produces the same result for them in terms of, the publicity they want and raising capital for their business. And not only that, but because the service is the same for each person, the timeline it takes to get results drops. So it's like when someone new buys a service for 9 to 60, he's got a 9K and a $16,000 package. When someone buys a service for 9,000, they've done it so many times that in like a day and a half, they can have all the, content written and getting sent to the publishing houses. And within a month, they can have everything published to like a world-class standard. And he gets really killer results for some of his clients. But that comes because, well, in the beginning, it was boring. He had to drop a lot of his clients because he found one method that worked really well, and he just wanted more people that he could put into that. So be okay, be pickier, provide one service really, really well. And if you get really, really good at that, just charge more for it. And the better you get at it, the better your experience becomes for your clients. So don't feel like you need to offer more. Figure out do a lot of outreach, talk to a lot of people, figure out what they want. Once you figure out what they want, offer just that, just solve the problem.